Nurse Sue here, and welcome to my kitchen. These days, a lot of people are turning away from the dairy milk and they're going to the non-dairy milk alternatives like oat milk and almond milk. If you go to the store today and you pick up some oat milk or almond milk, you can expect to pay between $4 to $7 for 42 to 54 ounces. You can make your own oat milk at home for 70 cents, and you can make your own almond milk, and that will only cost you a little over $1, about $1.30, $1.40, depending on where you shop, obviously, for these prices. But the other thing is when you are making your own, you don't have to worry about all the preservatives and things they're adding to those. When I pick up oat milk or almond milk at the store and it says it's good for 2 months, it makes me a little skeptical. What did you just put in that it's good for 2 months? When I make my own, it's only going to be good for 4 to 5 days, but I know exactly what's in it. So the first thing we're going to do is I did some blending ahead of time because I didn't want you to have to hear the blender. So I've started with the oat milk. That one we have to work a little quicker with, so I'm going to tell you a few things about that. So for the oat milk, all I did was take a half a cup of rolled oats, so easy enough to buy these. You get the nice big container. You've got your rolled oats, and I added 3 cups of ice cold filtered water. That's the key. There are 3 things that make oat milk slimy, and one of those is your water temperature. We're not making oatmeal, we're making oat milk, okay? So you need to make sure it's really cold water. So a half a cup of your rolled oats, and then 3 cups of ice cold filtered water. And then you can do some different add-ins. I like to do a pinch of sea salt. I like to do a little bit of vanilla in mine. If you wanted it sweet, you could add a date. That would sweeten it up a little bit. I prefer to use agave when I sweeten my milks because it doesn't take on that flavor. Like, I don't want my date or my oat milk to have a date flavor or a honey flavor, so I just use agave liquid. That's what I use. But whatever you want. Maybe you just like to drink it unsweetened, which is even better for you. Good for that. The other thing is you can also put cocoa in there. If you want to put some cocoa powder in, you can make chocolate milk. So if you've got kids at home that like chocolate, at least it's better than having all of the extra stuff that they put in the chocolate milks. So in my blender, I put my oats and my ice cold water, and I'm just going to pop this off here. Now there are a few differences between your almond and your oat milk. So for oat milk, you want to use a fine mesh strainer. For your almond milk, you'll want like a nut bag or a thin dish towel, okay? So I've already mixed this up. I'm just going to pour it into the strainer. And that's all you're going to do there. We're just going to give it a quick strain. You don't want to do anything to it. You don't want to push the liquid through. You just let it do its thing there, but don't start pushing things through because that again will make it slimy. If you try to do this in a nut bag and you start squeezing it like we will the almonds, it'll become slimy. So that's the second thing that will make it slimy. Okay, so the other thing you want to do is, because it's oat milk, you want to do a double filter. So I'm going to put it right back into my blender, and we're going to pour it into that colander one more time. So that way we're getting all that extra, the enzyme out of there that's in oatmeal that will make it that slimy kind of a binding. So I'm just going to let this strain here. Now you can buy these milk jars on Amazon. You can pay like $6 and you get 2 of these, and they have lids, so these are kind of nice to use. That way you can keep them in the fridge, label them with what you want. You can use a mason jar. It doesn't really matter, whatever you want to put your milk in. So I'm just going to, once I've done that, I'm going to pour it right here in my jar. Like I said, I like to add a little bit of vanilla to mine. And then I do just a little bit of agave just to sweeten it a little. Now when you're done, you'll have all that oat pulp. Now I always hate wasting things, so I'm like, oh, what could I do with that? Well, that pulp that is in your strainer, you can use in muffins, banana bread, cookies, cupcakes. You can even make a scalp mask. You can put it in your bathtub for your oatmeal bath. You can do a foot soak with it. You can just compost with it, whatever you want to do, so you don't feel like you're wasting a lot of parts or pieces either when you're doing the oat milk. So I'm just going to pour that in there. And I'm going to set this one off to the side and just let it strain while I tell you about the almond milk. Okay, so again, with the oat milk, just a reminder, those 3 things that will make it slimy are squeezing the extra out of the pulp, the not having cold enough water, and then if you soak your oats is the other thing. We soak the nuts, but we don't soak oats, okay? So oat milk is kind of nice because it's quicker. You don't have to think ahead. I'm just going to grab my rolled oats, my water. Again, I like to add vanilla, pinch of salt, and some agave. Put it in the blender. Boom, I'm done. I didn't have to think about that ahead of time. Now, with your almond milk, you do have to think about it and soak it. But remember, don't soak that oatmeal. Okay, so to do your almond milk, all I did was soak some almonds overnight. I buy these big bags. You can get these at like BJ's, Sam's Club, probably Costco has them. And this has 9 cups in it. So if you do 1 cup of nuts, you've got 9 servings in there. That's a lot of milk. So again, just saving some money, but making it healthier as well. So I soak the almonds. They tell you to soak them overnight in cool water. Okay, I went to bed last night and forgot. Okay. Whoops, doing the video today and I forgot to soak them. Really not a big deal, because what I did was I got up this morning and instead of soaking them in cool water, I soaked them in warm water for a few hours. And here we are doing a video, okay? Now, when you are doing the almonds, you want to soak the almonds overnight in the water or a few hours in warm water. Dump that water off, and then you want to start again with clean filtered water. So you're going to do 1 cup of almonds with 5 cups of filtered water. Now with either of these, if you want a thicker cream, like with the oat milk, I love the oat milk creamer in my coffee. My son introduced me to that a few months ago. Yum. Just do a little less water, and then you'll have more of a thicker, creamier. Same way with your almond. If you do a little less water, it's just going to be a thicker milk. If you like a thinner milk, just put more water in. You have that flexibility. So for 1 cup of almonds, you're going to use 5 cups of filtered water. With this one, they do say to put a pinch of salt in. Again, I throw in my pinch of salt. Your add-ins could be, again, a couple of dates if you want to make it a little bit sweeter. Vanilla, cocoa, you could do berries if you wanted. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to put in. So just experiment and have fun. Again, I'm liking my vanilla in there. So I already blended the almonds in the water because I didn't want you to be exposed to my blender going really loud. So you want to use a thin dish towel or these nut bags. You can get these nut bags. They're I think like $4 for 2 of them on Amazon. Again, not an expensive purchase if this is something you're going to continue to do. So I've already done mine. I'm going to go ahead and just pour this in here. I just blended it a couple minutes ago. And I'm going to pour that in there. And then what you want to do with this one, now the almonds, you actually want to squeeze them out. Looking to make sure I have a towel handy after I started this process. So I'm just gonna, I like the bag. Again, I've done it with towels and they work okay, but the problem with towels is I never get the corners pulled up right and I end up making kind of a mess, but oh well, that's how I roll sometimes. So I'm just twisting this and squeezing out that extra for the almond milk. And that's all there is to the almond milk. Again, just put it all in the blender, blend it all up, put it in here, squeeze it out, and then I move this off to the side. I'm going to pour that into a different jar in just a minute. But what I do with the almond pulp is I'm going to take my almond pulp and I'm going to put it on a pan, and then I'm going to put this into the oven at a really low temperature, and I'm going to dry this almond. It becomes almond meal, because there is a lot of vitamins, minerals, and fiber in this that we would be throwing away. But again, I don't like to throw things away. So I would spread this out, put this in the oven at a low temperature, and let this dry out. And then I will add this to my granola that I make. Now stay tuned, granola will be my next video. I make my homemade granola, again, another one of those expensive things in the store that you can make really easy at home and not have to worry about all of the extra preservatives and stuff that's in it. So I'm going to reuse this, but if you don't make granola, you could put this in your bread, or in your like banana bread, your cookies, cupcakes, muffins, anything like that you can do with this. You can actually just throw it on top of your oatmeal too. So lots of different things you can do with that. So thanks for stopping by today. I hope you will give these a try. Keep me posted on what you think. And thanks for checking this video out.